Hi, my name is Jennifer, and my channel is all about digging deep and refining your relationship with yourself. And in turn, that is refining your relationship with the Lord, with God, with our Creator, because your life is so short. You think you're going to live forever. That's what I keep saying to myself. Everyone is walking around earth thinking that they're going to be living forever. And no one wants to talk about death. No one wants to even think about it. No one wants to talk about funerals. No one wants to even plan for their funeral. The only thing that is guaranteed to happen in their life, it's 100% guaranteed. Everything else, who knows? But that is 100% sure. So if you're a parent, have you written your 10 commandments? Have you written what you want to leave your children with behind? What, like your life rules? If you want them to remember anything, what would be the last 10 rules that you would give your children? And I wrote mine down, and I'm going to share them with you. And I hope that this helps you, and it's a really wonderful exercise to do, and it's gonna help you identify where your own values are and to see if they are in alignment biblically or in the world. And it's, just do a self-assessment, see where you're at, and you can absolutely change your 10 core rules. I like to call them my 10 commandments. And I did this with my coach. You all know that I'm a coach myself. And in order for me to be a better coach, I get my own education done. I get my own mindset coach, my physical fitness coach. I never stop refining myself. I never stop sharpening myself up. So everything that I learn, all of the money and the time that I invest in my own mind, you're also gaining that. It's so much more than so just think about it like that, right? You wouldn't hire a coach who is lazy and doesn't do anything for themselves, right? You wouldn't trust that person. So I'm just giving you all a little bit of background in my own personal life. And here we go. So I have them written down here, and I will absolutely post them in my YouTube post. Okay, so y'all can go look at my post today, and it will be there. I did leave one out, so I'm going to add an 11th commandment. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, this life is not about you. It's about God. Submit and surrender daily. So these are things that I want to leave my daughters with. I have 2 daughters, and I want them to think about these things if the Lord takes me tomorrow. Okay, number 2. Know your worth. Do not allow anyone to belittle you or disrespect you. It is not okay for someone to break your self-esteem, to be emotionally, verbally abusive to you, because you know what ends up happening is you end up believing the lie. Subconsciously, you start to feel the shame. Some people are so good at manipulating that you start to believe what they say about you, and they always point out all of your flaws. Number 3, forgive and forget quickly. This is not possible if you haven't forgiven decades or years of unforgiveness. So I had to walk down this path. I had decades of unforgiveness, and now I'm able to forgive and forget quickly. And whereas before, the word forgiveness was so foreign to me. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I hear this word all the time, and I would hear these pastors talk about forgiveness all the time. But when it came to me, I was like, that rule does not apply to me. Y'all don't understand that person really hurt me, and I did nothing to deserve that betrayal, that hurt. I was a child, and it's not my fault in any way. I did not perpetuate that. But you know what? We are born into generational curses. Our ancestors, some of our ancestors have committed such great pain in other people's lives that it gets passed on. And this is spiritual warfare. So when you decide to put a stop to it, if it's so common in your life, like if you look at, oh, my parents were dismissive and they were super selfish and they were not loyal to each other or unfaithful and they didn't love God. Well, my parents were that way. You pick up traits, it keeps going on and on. But if God has chosen you to break that generational curse, it's for a reason. It stops with you. And the reason why it's so hard is because the enemy knows that generations that are coming behind you, your children, your grandchildren's, etc., they're out of the grip of the enemy. He can't control or influence them anymore because you have broken that generational curse. So this is huge. Forgive and forget quickly. Once you are able to release the demonic strongholds, the things that speak into you and says you shouldn't forgive them because you're letting them believe that what they did was insignificant. You're letting them get away with it. That's the enemy speaking into you, because if you don't forgive, you are holding back huge blessings. Number 4, honor your body. Purity matters. Sex is sacred. It's not recreational. It's not for you. The Lord created that physical intimacy for families, for a relationship that He has chosen, for Him, to glorify Him. But we want to pick and choose the rules in the Bible that apply, that we like. But there's a reason why He says that we should not be having physical intimacy with someone else that you're not married to. You have to build that solid relationship with God. That's number 1. And then hear His instruction. He will choose your spouse. Really tune in and ask God, is this who you want in my life? And if He says yes, it's to glorify Him, to be an example of, it's for Jesus. So know that there will be a lot of sacrifice. There will be a lot of forgiveness. You will have to exercise forgiveness, your patience, long-suffering. Marriage is to make you holy. Marriage is it's not what society says that it is. Now you'll live happily ever after. No, now you're ready to sacrifice, you're ready to do hard work, and yes, you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded greatly. You will be joyful, yes. But people forget that it's sacrificial. It means that you are ready to lay down your life and live for someone else. And you are not going to be selfish anymore. That is so hard because in our nature, we are very selfish human beings. So that's marriage is very important. So purity matters when you have sex before marriage with someone who tells you everybody is doing it in the world. You create soul ties. This is why when you break up with someone and you've had this physical intimacy with this person, your mind, your rational mind says, all of the evidence is shown to me that this person is not my kingdom spouse. But why is it so hard to break free from this person energetically and emotionally and mentally? I keep ruminating, I keep going back. Well, you have created a soul tie, and I'm gonna move on, but you can break free from that soul tie. You have to endure, keep going and asking God, keep processing your emotions with God. Okay. Number 5, live a life of service. What can you do to give and to make someone else's life better? Can you give your time? Can you give money? Can you give your ear? Because sometimes that's all we need is someone to hear us, to hear our pain, to hear what we're struggling with. And it's a sort of form of therapy and venting. And when you do it in a group, you realize that you're not the only one that suffers, and you're not alone. And we have such a lonely epidemic in society. People are dying over loneliness more than cigarettes. It's so important. So live a life of service, and it will cure a lot of the loneliness that you may be experiencing. Number 6, do not value material possessions over people. Do not make money more important than people. Don't make luxury material goods as your prized possession over people. Don't use that stuff to win people over. Don't use your money to apologize for your mistakes. Actually apologize and ask for forgiveness, and don't do it again instead of using money. So don't value material possessions over people, because quality relationships equals true wealth. You want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, look at the quality of your relationships. Do people respect you? Do people trust you? Do people approve of your behavior? Because people will tell you, they will show you with how, in their facial expressions, if they approve of you or not. And it's not, please be careful, do not hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that you have to win the approval of other people. Absolutely not. We're not here to try to get people to like us. You have to make sure that our dad up there is happy with you, that he approves of you, and he'll let you know, hey son, stop the lying. Hey son, stop the manipulation. Stop making this about you. This is not your world, and everybody else has to adjust to you and your whims and your control. So is your family happy with you? Does your family trust you? Does your family love you and want to spend time with you? Because if you don't have good quality relationships, eventually people are going to avoid you. They're not going to really want you around. And that is so painful. Number 7, if you eat toxic foods, you will have toxic thoughts. You will have a toxic mind. If you eat healthy foods, you will have a healthy, productive mind. I have shared this before in a different video. So I used to volunteer as a Sunday school teacher when my girls were little girls in elementary ages. And I remember I was caring for a little girl, and I would do little dots on a piece of paper where she had to trace the circle, trace the square, trace her name, and she could not for the life of her. And she had a learning disability, obviously. She was maybe about 9 years old. I don't see her for maybe about 4 or 5 months. She comes back, and I give her the same assignment, and she's able to connect all of the dots. She traced all of the shapes, and she wrote out her name. And I spoke to the mom. I said, your daughter, oh my goodness, I don't even know who she is. What happened? She said, I changed her diet. That should say it all. Number 8, prayer and the word is your weapon and your shield of protection. The living word, it's so powerful. That is how you defeat the darkness. You stick to those positive promises. We serve a God of truth. We do not serve a God of lies. He doesn't say things just to put a band-aid over your wounds. He tells you things that are the truth. He's there to help you. He's there to carry your burdens, to give all of your care to him. And that is so weird, right? Like, what do you mean? How do I give God my worries? You simply talk to him and you say, God, this pain that I feel, this confusion that I feel, I need you to help me carry it. I need you to help me untangle the knots in my mind. I need you to help me process my emotions and Help me not run to drugs. Help me not run to stuffing my face. Help me to not like numb out and not face it, because you're going to have to face it eventually. So the Lord, his words is your shield and your protection. I love iron sharpens iron and the armor of God, prayer, and we have to help each other out. So number 9, as a parent, and remember, these are my 10 commandments that I will leave behind to my daughters. As a parent, smile and look at your children in the eyes and smile at them and speak life into them. They need this so much. There's a study done. We become avoidant or anxious or disorganized. Read the book called Attached. I will put the book here on my YouTube channel for your convenience. It will explain the different attachment styles. Do you ever freak out when you send a text message to that girl that you like, or even that friend that you're wanting to make, and you get this anxiety in your body and your mind starts to go haywire because they haven't replied, and then you realize that it's only been 1 minute or it's only been 1 hour since you left that message, and you're creating a story in your mind like, oh my gosh, I probably sounded so dumb, that was just so ridiculous, and like and you have these toxic thoughts about yourself, which clearly are not from the Lord. They're the enemy, and he's poking at your insecurities. And this is done at a very subconscious level. Or some people are avoidant. They don't allow intimacy, emotional intimacy. They don't want to depend on anyone. But if you look at family systems, we all are interdependent with each other. We're not codependent. We are not needing other people for our survival emotionally, except for children. Children need us. They are 100% dependent on us. When we grow up as adults, sometimes we act like adult children. I call some people baby tyrants, and I have been a baby tyrant myself, because as a child, I didn't get my needs met in certain areas, and we have to heal this part of ourselves. We are to be securely attached to where you're able to go long hours without hearing from your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband. You have your own life, you have your own thing going on, and your emotions do not fluctuate based on how they are showing up in your life or not. You are securely attached. And a person who is avoidant or anxious, they do best with a person who is secure. And usually there is this anxious avoidant trap, where you get an anxious person and you get a person with an avoidant personality, and it's a push-pull, and you're in a loop and no one is getting their needs met. You're either chasing and the other one is running, and then you start running while the other person chases you, and it's a roller coaster type of relationship. It's awful, and you don't deserve to be on that roller coaster. So you want to build healthy children who love themselves. And here's the thing too about parenting. If you get divorced, or if you are critical with your child, let's say that your child makes a mistake, there could be so many different scenarios, but you're critical to their mistakes, you're critical to who they are, well, they're going to rebel. That's just a warning sign of them saying that they're not at peace internally. And you think that they end up resenting you and hating you. But what they end up doing is they end up hating themselves, because they're getting the message that they are not good enough, that they are flawed, and they're not perfect. And they feel that you're expecting them to be perfect, and there's no room for them to make mistakes. As parents, we have to be the nurturing, loving, supportive, edifying type of parent. My daughters make mistakes all the time. And once I had Jesus Christ in my heart, he showed me how to be a better parent. He showed me to be patient and not speak so much, but to allow my daughters to be themselves and talk about all of the mistakes that they have made. And instead of me telling them, well, you need to do that, and you need to do this, and you shouldn't have done this, and you shouldn't have done that, and that only creates more shame inside of them, and they're going to hate themselves for it. So there's a different way to approach your child. And when they do make mistakes, you really have to adopt the mind of Jesus. You have to say, we all make mistakes. You are loved. What did you learn from this? What is this showing you about the things that you need to adjust in your mind? Why did you do this? And it softens their hearts, and it helps my daughters go into a more self-reflective place in their minds instead of a condemning place, like, you piece of crap person, you shouldn't have done that. Like that is the voice of the accuser, and that is not how Jesus Christ talks to us. If you make a mistake, he'll say, you're better than that. I love you. This is who you are. And he'll grab you and he'll put you in front of a mirror, and there will be a crown placed upon your head and a robe, a silk robe placed upon you, and he'll say, this is who you are. Okay. The 10th commandment, honor your parents and your grandparents. Some of us, and you all know I coach people. I hear it all. And there are some of us who are faced with very unconscious and emotionally immature parents and grandparents. And there could be so much murder in the heart when you are treated wrongly by your parents or grandparents. You're the elderly people in your life, and your parents. We'll just keep it simple. We'll just say your parents. Some parents don't get it. Some parents do not have the emotional capacity to understand what your experience in life is, and they are so trapped in their own trauma, and they themselves have not healed their inner child. Everybody has a little person that lives inside of them. This is science. This is psychology. This is real stuff. We do biblical work, and we do logical, rational work. And I just happen to talk about the spiritual aspect of life here on YouTube, but there is so much more that goes into coaching if you decide to coach with me. We go into everything. Nutrition, like I said, this is why the nutrition part is one of my 10 commandments, because it will literally mess with your mind, how you process things. So honoring your parents is it comes along with healthy boundaries. So this is something that I teach, and I find myself repeating this same method of communication. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to you all now in hopes that it helps you. And okay, so let's say, in fact, I just had a call this morning about this. So let's say you have a parent who is very reactive and explosive, and they blame you for things, and in fact, they even can be so ugly with their tongue that, let's just say that you got cheated on and you got divorced. You divorced that person because you got cheated on, and now you're struggling financially, your life is upside down, and you have a very immature parent that says, for whatever reason, the parent says, you're never going to find anyone to love you. You shouldn't have left that person. Now you're struggling, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, the Lord punished you for that. You must have done something wrong to deserve that. And like, I'm just going to stop right there. And let's say none of that's true, but there are some parents that speak to us this way, and you feel destroyed, and you're like, this is my parent who's supposed to be lifting me up and helping me, but they destroy me with their words. Out of their own anger and frustration, they got triggered for whatever reason that has nothing to do with me, and I'm just their human punching bag. This happens so many times. So this is what I catch myself, this type of dynamic. And it's not always from parent to child. It could be from friend to friend, husband and wife, coworker, whatever, relationships. But we're on the 10th commandment of honor your parents. So what I typically hear people say is, you. Well, when you speak to me this way, it makes me feel terrible, and you're just such an awful parent, and you never treated me right. You never made me feel good. You never made me feel loved, and I really don't like who you are. You don't respect me. Even though all of this is true, how you feel, if you change one word in that sentence, and this is the nonviolent communication, you please do your own research on it. I don't have enough time to go deep into it. So this is what I'm talking about, the nonviolent communication, where you diffuse arguments and you avoid things getting worse. So the one word that you change in your vocabulary is the word you. You change it to I. I feel when you tell me these things, I feel like I don't matter. I feel like my heart is broken. I feel like I don't know how to have a relationship with you, and I feel so much anger against you. Do you hear that? You make it all about you. I, because the moment that you go to you, now you are accusing, you're pointing fingers, you're blaming, you're not helping the situation, even though everything you're saying is true. People, once they feel attacked, once they feel like all of their flaws are being pointed out, part of their brain shuts off and they go into fight mode. They don't even hear anything that you're saying. What is happening in their mind is they're already having statements that are coming to like fire back. They don't hear anything that you're saying. They're not able to put themselves in your shoes. They're arguing in their head. They're cutting you off, right? They don't even let you finish what they're saying because no one likes to feel attacked. So when you make it all about, I feel this way, I don't know how to handle these emotions that you're stirring up in me, what are they going to fight? It's your truth. And after you say, this is how I feel, and then you state what you need. I need you to be more compassionate when you see that I'm hurting over this infidelity that I just experienced. I need you to hug me when I am crying and not make me feel worse with the words that you're speaking to me. I need you to not say anything when you see that I'm hurting. I need you to not blame me for the problems that you're having. I need you to ask me for help, etc. These are just some random examples. And this is very important because it will go back to building the quality of your relationships. That matters so much. What good is it if you have all the money in the world and everybody hates you? Nobody likes being around you. No one trusts you. What good is that? Because you die and you take nothing with you, no thing with you. You just take yourself, your memories, your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs, how you treated people. What did you do with your life? Die with no regrets. Die, make sure that just imagine like tomorrow's your last day. What are all the things that you need to change in your life? Go ahead and write down your 10 commandments. I'm going to add an 11th one. Physical fitness matters. The gym matters. The gym is for your mindset. And the results is you just get a really nice looking body. But the gym is not for you to, what's the word? A lot of people go to the gym for vanity reasons. The gym is not for vanity. The gym is to help our mind, to help our way of thinking, to get it out of the gutter. Because the moment you release those endorphins in your head, the serotonin, the dopamine, all of the happy chemicals in our brain, the Lord made us perfectly. We literally have a pharmacy within us. We have to unlock the body's pharmacy. The molecules, the hope molecules. There was some studies done. It's the hope molecule that gets unlocked when you are running, hiking, sweating, swimming. You like whenever you have your heart pumping, and seek your doctor and ask your doctor, how much do I need to exercise at a minimum to be healthy? And at the top of my mind, I can think, and everyone's different, so I'm not here to give medical advice at all. You have to do your own research and check with your own doctor, but I want to say it's 3 times a week, 30 to 45 minutes of your heart rate going into that orange zone that they call it. That's why there's these gyms called Orange Theory. So it's you have to have your heart pump at a certain rate per minute for your body to circulate the blood. And as the blood is circulating your body, it's clearing the toxins out of your body. So physical fitness matters so much, and you can easily do 100 push-ups every single day in your home. You can do 100 squats a day in your home. You don't have to go spend money at a gym. I love going to the gym. I love lifting weights, so I will probably always have a gym membership somewhere, but that's just my personal preference. Do you need it? No. Even doing 1 minute to 3 minute plank every single day in the morning, you will literally feel that shift in your body and in your mind. It will wake you up in the morning, and it'll jumpstart you. And it's the most natural way to do it instead of taking pills or anything like that. But some of us do need pills and medication for whatever reason, right? So I'm not here to give medical advice. I hope that this video served you. Please like and subscribe to my channel to help get these videos out, these messages out that could be helpful to others. And also, I'm taking a little bit of a break on social media. Sometimes I'm on Instagram all the time, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been really nice to not be on social media as much and more diving into my books. So do whatever makes your soul happy. Follow your intuition. That is the Holy Spirit. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Adios.